Welcome to Trap Pod, where trap is the name and podcasting is the game. So if you think your culture owns the term trap, think again. You're actually culturally appropriating my name and my white ass. It's time to wake up. Well, I just uploaded a video about what should and will happen in the Derek Chauvin murder trial. And I said that he's innocent. There's way too much reasonable doubt, but I also said that he'd probably be convicted because of the pressure from the exterior from politicians like Maxine Waters, Joe Biden, threats to the jurors, threats to their lives, their families, their jobs, their entire livelihood. And we just got the verdict, and the verdict is guilty on all accounts. Second-degree murder, third-degree murder, manslaughter, and so on. This is, I don't want to play this as, where anyone thinks that I don't feel bad for George Floyd, because I absolutely do. My view is that we shouldn't, in that situation with George Floyd, shouldn't have happened in the sense that we shouldn't be arresting people for drug overdoses. We should be getting them help. So I don't agree with the whole system, but that's not Derek Chauvin. That is the system. That's the system that's broken, that is arresting people for drug addiction and opioid addiction. That's a whole different situation. Now, this is terrifying, this verdict, because especially the second-degree murder charge, okay? That's the charge that tells me that the jury was 100% scared for their own well-being. Second-degree murder is defined as intentional murder that lacks premeditation. So basically, murder in the first degree means you planned it out and then you killed somebody. If you kill somebody without planning it out, then it's second-degree murder. In what world did Derek Chauvin murder somebody without premeditation? In what world was he could you look at what he was doing and say, you know what, he's trying to kill that person? That it's not a reality. Nobody realizes in that type of situation with all those people watching and filming and yelling that my actions of being, holding a guy down, even if I'm on his neck a little bit, that he's gonna die. So second-degree murder makes no sense. But they got away with it, and that is just terrifying, because all it means is that our jury, a jury in the United States, was intimidated by the mob and by politicians on the left to rule a way that they absolutely did not agree with. That's not even going into the just insane amounts of reasonable doubt that were presented in this case. This is incredibly dangerous to our court systems, our judges, our lawyers, our juries, everything. And it's so in line with what the Democrats are doing to this country. This is incredibly dangerous. And like I said, I feel for George Floyd. I feel for his family. I feel for everybody involved in this situation. But that doesn't mean we can just cast verdicts that don't make any goddamn sense. We can't just convict people because we're afraid of the mob. But the crazy thing is, I get it. I get why the jury did it. Because if I was on a jury and they were telling me that if I don't rule the way they want, they're going to find out who I am, where I live, and kill my family or get me fired from my job, I don't know how I would react. Well, let me take that back. I know how I'd react. I would tell you to go fuck yourself, and I would rule the way that it's supposed to be ruled. But people in these blue cities are terrified because the mob runs the cities. In places like where I live in Texas, good fucking luck acting like that. We're not going to listen to your stupid ass. But in Chicago and New York and LA and Minneapolis and Milwaukee, stuff like that, you're out of luck. It doesn't matter if you're innocent anymore. The mob gets its way. And that's what we just proved. And that is terrifying. That's all that I'm going to say about it. It is one of the darkest days that I can possibly remember, because we don't have any control over our judicial system anymore. We are in an incredibly dangerous time. It reminds me of the quote from Star Wars where Queen Amidala says, "So this is how liberty dies," to thunderous applause. That is what happened. People are celebrating that a man got overcharged and is going to go to prison. And it's going to get worse, folks, because I'm telling you right now, and I told you on the last video, this is going to get appealed. And there's a very high chance, at least there better be a high chance if our judicial system is going to survive, that this is going to be ruled a mistrial because of what Maxine Waters said, because of what Joe Biden said, and because of the threats that were issued by the like crazy Antifa people leaving severed pigs' heads on people's front steps, and the threats and the fact that the judge didn't sequester the jury, so they were constantly bombarded with the information and the threats. If this ends up overruled as it should, every liberal city is going to burn. It's time to wake up, especially now. It's time to wake up. The mob is in control. You need to take it back. Sick of this shit.